Put that down. Talk to me, Zechariah. Go to the temple to burn the incense to come back unable to speak. Because you doubted. What does that even mean? You doubted what an angel told you. Oh, right, an angel. Now it's all making sense, Zechariah. Why didn't you say that in the first place? An angel, he says. Are you feeling all right? Maybe you should sit down. Oh, really, I should sit down. I don't have time for this. And just tell me what's going on. Whatever game you're playing, I want it to stop. Zechariah, this isn't funny. An angel told you this. An angel of the Lord told you this. The angel told me that our prayers have been heard, that you, my love, will bear a son, that we will be filled with joy and gladness, and that many will rejoice at his birth. He will be like Elijah. He will prepare our people for the Lord. What are we going to do? I'm too old to be a mother. And now you can't even speak. You can't speak until he's born. Oh, that actually might work really well for me. I can't wait to tell my cousin Mary about this. So, a little boy, and we will name him Zechariah, yes? John.
So, I wonder what comes to mind when you think of hope. I recently did a school assembly on hope, and we started by thinking about the difference between a hope and a wish. Is a hope what you might want for Christmas? Or is that a wish? It might be a hope if you've asked for it from your parents or your family, and you know what sort of gifts they will give you. It would be a wish, if you ask me, who's rather unlikely to be buying you a gift. I'm sorry. Is it a hope that you might pass a test or score a goal? Or is it a wish? It would be hope if you put the work in, or you've trained and practiced. A wish if you just rock up without any preparation at all. The other night, I was driving up the motorway, and I saw a shooting star. And in telling my nephew's girlfriend, the reply was swift. Did you make a wish? No, I replied. I don't really do wishes. Really? She replied. Oh, you shouldn't wish. You should wish on every eyelash that falls, when you see the numbers 1111 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and my guardian angel number is 777. As a Christian, that whole conversation left me rather baffled. Other than wishing when you blow out candles on a birthday cake, which I did because it's custom, not to any actual belief that something would happen. Sorry, that was fast, wasn't it? Making a wish has never been a thing in my life. Hope, I think, is a very different thing to a wish. In 1 Corinthians 13, we're told, and now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. And then Paul writes in Colossians chapter 1, we've heard of your faith in Christ Jesus, and of the love you have for all God's people, the faith and love that spring from the hope stored up for you in heaven, and about which you've already heard in the true message of the gospel that has come to you. Hope is based on knowledge and experience and understanding. Hope has God as its firm foundation. In our reading and our drama today, we hear from both the Old and the New Testaments. A well-known Christmas reading to kick us off. Isaiah announcing a new dawn, darkness and gloom turning to light. Like victory in battle and harvest time, salvation is coming. The Messiah that God's people have been waiting and hoping for will finally come. He would be a child, yet he would also be a wonderful counselor, everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. He would be no ordinary baby. Isaiah foretells the King of hope coming into the world. And we can have true hope because it's based on a history of God intervening in the lives of the Israelites, and from the Bible we know the outcomes. How time and time again God works for the good of his people, bringing victory in battle and escape from slavery. Even in exile, his people can hold firm to the hope of what is promised, because they know God keeps his promising. No wishing upon a star, even a shooting star here, but real, firm, foundational hope. And in the drama, we hear about Zachariah, who was hoping and waiting. He'd been waiting for a long time to have a baby. In fact, everyone thought that he and his wife Elizabeth were too old. He couldn't believe what the angel was telling him, that he and his new son were going to be part of God's story, save the world. Zachariah was scared. He didn't trust God that it was possible, and lost the power to speak until the baby arrived. So human, to doubt, when so much time has passed that what you've been hoping for seems too impossible. But our God, who makes the impossible possible time and time again, brings that hope to reality. So what do we put our hope in? This is straight from my assembly. Yeah, good laugh. So when I was young, maybe, I could have hoped that I would be a fantastic footballer. Do you think that's hope? Good laugh. Yeah. Well, my hope obviously wasn't a true hope. Hope needs to be based on something. If I had some skills, if I practiced lots, took advice, was fit and healthy and able to run, then that would be hope. But, yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? That's not hope. What if I hope to read this book? It would be a good thing, but it can only happen if I actually open it. If I learn to read and give it the time it needs to do it. That would be hope. I'm also an avid fan of Sharp films. Sharp, give me a nod if you've heard of Sharp. Yeah, give me a wave, well done. It's a British television drama series based on the novels by Bernard Cornwell, starring Sean Bean. Well done, Cheryl. Sean Bean is Richard Sharp, a fictional British soldier in the Napoleonic Wars. And in several episodes, but one I particularly remember, you hear of the forlorn hope. Basically, these are the soldiers who were first through a breach in the wall, a sort of attack on a well-defended position, a typical result being death. The hope was advancement, but the likelihood was more likely to be death. Hope is not a dream or a wish. Hope needs action and to be based on something that could happen. I might hope for a Christmas present, but if I want something specific, I need to tell someone who I know will be buying me a present. Your hope to be famous or rich or sporty may or may not come true. As a Christian, I put my hope in God. So what does this mean? In our readings, the hope is for light, for provision, for salvation, for peace and justice. And Zachariah and Elizabeth's hope for a child. Did they keep their hope even when so much time had passed? Yes, they did. Because their hope was in God and they knew he keeps his promises. And then God had a plan from the beginning of time to rescue us, to bring light into the darkness and hope for us all. God's perfect plan was to send Jesus as a baby, to seek and save the lost and transform the world. Zachariah's son, John, was an amazing prophet who told people that Jesus, the promised king, was here. This little family was part of God's big plan to save the world. And we too can be a part of God's big plan and bring hope to a world full of fear and anxiety and pain and suffering, where people wish upon stars and dream of unattainable lives. We don't have to work or strive, but put our hope in the Lord. And we have this season of Advent to be reminded of these truths and to renew ourselves for a life of true hope for ourselves and those we come into contact with. I wish I'd been quicker to respond to the wishing on numbers from Alex, to speaking the truth of the hope of the baby born in Bethlehem. What a gift that would have been to give, exchanging a conversation about wishing to the reality of the King of Hope. Maybe next time. Ralph D. Abernathy was a Baptist minister in America and a close advisor to Martin Luther King Jr. He once said, "I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future." God holds each of our futures, and so we can put our hope in him. Because I know what it's like. I know from the Bible and from other people. I know from my own experiences and the lives of others. On this first Sunday in Advent, we remember that God sent his Son to earth, as promised, to be our King of Hope. Not the King of wishes, not forlorn hope, but true, world-changing, life-transforming, firm, foundational hope. I wonder what difference the King of Hope will make to our lives and conversations this Advent. Please stand if you're able for our next song. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace.